Throughout human history, power has been measured in land, blood, and silver. Empire builders from Alexander to Caesar carved their names into history with the edge of a sword. But in the early 14th century, deep in the heart of West Africa, one ruler redefined the very concept of wealth. His wealth was so vast, it defied measure. He ruled an empire 3 times the size of modern-day France, controlling nearly half of the Old World's known gold supply. Modern economists who attempt to calculate his net worth end up at the same conclusion. His fortune was literally impossible to quantify. Yet, for centuries, Western history textbooks treated his realm as an afterthought. That was until 1324, when Mansa Musa decided to take a walk across the desert and changed the global economy forever. When Mansa Musa Keita inherited the throne of Mali in 1312, he did not build an empire from scratch. He inherited a sleeping giant. His predecessor, Emperor Abubakar II, had sailed into the Atlantic Ocean with a fleet of 2,000 ships to discover what lay beyond the horizon. He never returned. Musa was left to rule a vast federation of kingdoms nestled along the fertile basin of the Niger River. Mali sat directly atop the 2 most critical trade commodities of the Middle Ages: gold from the southern forests of Bambouk and Bouré, and salt from the northern mines of Tagaza. To the modern mind, salt seems trivial, but in the 14th century, before refrigeration, salt was survival. It preserved meat, replenished human health in scorching climates, and was so precious that in southern Mali, salt was traded weight for weight with pure gold. Musa was more than a monarch. He was a master strategist. He realized that owning the resource was only half the battle. Controlling the trade routes was where true power lay. He dispatched his armies to secure key nodes along the trans-Saharan network. Every merchant carrying gold, salt, copper, or ivory into or out of Mali paid a strict tax at the border. By monopolizing supply and taxing trade, the royal treasury absorbed wealth on an unprecedented scale. Mali became the financial backbone of the Mediterranean economy, supplying the raw gold needed for European kingdoms to mint their very first national currencies. In 1324, as a devout Muslim, Mansa Musa decided to perform the Hajj, the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca. But this was far more than a personal spiritual journey. It was the ultimate geopolitical branding campaign. Musa assembled a caravan that was, in reality, a moving metropolis. Estimates record an entourage of 60,000 people. Ahead of the king marched 500 heralds, each carrying a staff of solid gold weighing over 5 pounds. Behind them were thousands of royal court officials, soldiers, servants, and a train of 80 camels, each laden with hundreds of pounds of raw gold dust. When the caravan rolled into Cairo, the capital of the Mamluk Sultanate, the sheer scale of Mali's riches stunned the Mediterranean world. Musa gave gold away freely. He purchased supplies at wildly inflated prices, bestowed lavish gifts on local dignitaries, and funded charities for the poor. But his generosity had a devastating side effect. Musa flooded the Egyptian market with so much gold that he unintentionally collapsed its value. The sudden hyperinflation destabilized the price of gold across North Africa and the Middle East for over 12 years. To this day, historians note that Mansa Musa is the only individual in human history who single-handedly controlled the price of gold on a global scale. When Musa returned from Mecca in 1325, he brought back far more than stories. He brought back visionaries. Among them was Abu Ishaq el-Saheli, an Andalusian architect and poet. Musa commissioned him to build grand mosques and palaces across his territory, introducing revolutionary brick-making techniques and architectural styles that defined West Africa for centuries. The crowning achievement of this golden age was the transformation of Timbuktu and Gao. Under Musa's patronage, Timbuktu evolved from a desert trading post into a premier global center of higher learning. He established the University of Sankore, which housed a library of hundreds of thousands of manuscripts covering astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, and philosophy. Scholars from across the Islamic world migrated to Mali to study, debate, and transcribe texts. At its height, Timbuktu hosted tens of thousands of university students, making it one of the intellectual capitals of the medieval world. In 1375, decades after Musa's death, European cartographers produced the famous Catalan Atlas. At the center of West Africa, they drew a king sitting on a throne wearing a golden crown and holding a massive orb of pure gold. The caption read, "So abundant is the gold found in his land, that this king is the richest and most noble lord of all." Mansa Musa passed away around 1337, leaving behind an empire that was prosperous, stable, and world-renowned. While civil wars and shifting trade routes eventually eroded Mali's dominance in the centuries that followed, Musa's true legacy was never lost. He proved that wealth was not merely something to be hoarded, but a tool to build infrastructure, foster education, and connect culture across continents. Mansa Musa built an empire on gold, but he left behind a monument to human achievement that outshines any precious metal.